Yo! A1. That is how you make a Taizai episode. That is how you make a Taizai episode. Yes, I fucking love this episode. Besides him omitting Peliotis from last episode and completely cutting out one of the main central points of Galther's character, this was a fucking amazing episode. Oh my god, like, the setup, even some of the foreshadowing, all the stuff that was there in the chapters were pretty much in this chapter. I'm like, yes, that is how you do it. That is how you execute Taizai. Oh my god, I fucking love this chapter. Just give me a moment to fangasm, okay? And then I will really dive in and review this. But this chapter, man, oh, dude, just seeing that ending, that overall ending, that monumental moment at the ending where you see Helbram say, "Oh, Girda, I want you to dispose of this," and he slings the head of Del up into the sky, and Girda blows it up. Now, if you don't understand the meaning with that, and if you didn't really catch on to how fucked up that was, I'm about to let you know. Girda blew up her own father's head, unaware. And Girda's father was manipulated by Hendrickson and experimented on and turned into what he was because of Hendrickson and Dreyfus, as you can finally find out in this episode. And with that aspect of it, the reason why Helbram actually sent the Dawn's Roar to hunt down this dude Del was because he didn't want to let the new generation of Holy Knights see what became of Del. For instance, someone that also took the demon's blood. So that right there is just that setup, that foreshadowing, and that tragedy behind Girda's family, her father. Oh, that is how you do it. That is how you do Taizai. Okay. So, one moment, I just gonna say, when I saw that Elizabeth scene, she's on the hilltop, okay, and she's sitting on top of the hilltop, she's like, "If it is a sin, I will bear this sin, and I will share this sin with you, Meliodas-sama." And I'm like, yo! Oh, fuck, man. Dude. If they can do that shit, oh, I really hope they do that shit for the future episodes. I really pray A1 does this upcoming arc justice. Like, please, A1, please do this upcoming arc justice, because this shit, man, is going to be hype. Oh, okay. Let's talk about this episode. So, let's dive into the details. So, with this episode, the reason why I like this episode is not because of the fight. It wasn't. It's because of the setup and the actual showcasing of the characters of our sins in this episode. Bon actually got to be cocky, like a bastard, an asshole. We actually got to see that personality of Bon in this episode, along with other reveals going on here, a little amount of setups going on. For instance, the thing is that Bon was having an argument with Meliodas, and you see this little argument going on, as we know they're best friends, but they were kind of slightly arguing because, as you know, Del was a monster, and we know Meliodas is technically some form of half-demon, from what was revealed a couple episodes back. And so you saw this conflict going on between these two characters, and we know what type of past Bon has with demons. For instance, he hates demons. It killed the person he loved, Elaine. The demons did that, and burnt down the fairy forest. So, you know Bon has this hatred towards demons, and he might start to have hatred towards Meliodas. We have no idea. But the thing is with that sets up a lot of different things. It just shows you the different viewpoints of Bon and Meliodas, and it shows you more insight to Bon's character. I mean, here's one thing I've noticed through the anime equivalent of Taizai. They don't really showcase Bon's bastard side. Like, Bon is an absolute asshole, but he's my favorite character. I just like his attitude, personality, stuff like that, but he is a straight up asshole. And the way they showcased him with that, when he ripped out the dude's heart, Del's heart, and grabbed it and slung it on the floor, it's like, oh, I just saved him from being a monster. That right there executed his personality. I'm like, yes. And then the overall Hellfire enchantment, the Hellfire Blaze enchantment, when you see the, like, purple black flames coming in, you see Meliodas use it when he uses his sword, that showcases the connection that Meliodas is technically like some form of demon, like, you know, the red demon we saw in the past when he was using black flames to burn down the forest. And so, with this, you gotta love how Bond is starting to see the connections of Meliodas is actually demon. So, where is that direction going to take us with the story? We have to question that. Now, past those two moments, Galther. Galther's character, besides the overall structure and the main foundation of his character being completely omitted because A1 decided to cut out Peliodas and the fake 7 deadly sins, Galther's character, for the most part, is slightly intact, besides his overall motive of the armor and different stuff like that. But for the most part, they grasp the importance of Galther's character slightly, and they also grasp the importance of Galther's armor. Have you understood from the dialogue in this episode of Taizai, Galther said that his armor was very powerful, had like a seal on it, and it suppressed strong magical energy, pretty much. It suppressed magic or different stuff like that. And so, we have to question, why does Galther have this armor? Why does Galther have this armor at all? Why? And then you have to place it on top of this. Galther is very emotionally detached. It's obvious. It's been obvious since the last episode. But he doesn't really know what friend means, like the word friend means, or sympathy. You know, he has no compassion. He's just like, well, I guess an emotionless bastard. That's what he is. But it doesn't necessarily say he has no personality. If they would have actually shown Galther's personality a lot more if they didn't omit, you know, the Peliodas, you know, fake 7 deadly sins, but they did, so you didn't actually get to see what makes Galther so different from the standard, I have no emotions. You didn't get to see that. But, for the most part, they got the character quite well. So, one thing I will say with this, it sets up quite a few things also with Elizabeth and Liz. It's quite apparent, it's quite obvious, and any anime-only watcher can catch on to it, so it's pretty obvious from this episode. Liz and Elizabeth look very similar. Their eyes are similar. The hair's covering one of their eyes. They're both very similar. Hairstyle and everything's pretty much similar besides the hair color and the length. But Liz and Elizabeth are very similar. And we do know Meliodas cared for Liz in the past. And we do know she somewhat died in Danafor when Danafor had the big crater in the ground. We saw that in a flashback on episode 1. And so, with this, there's a massive connection between Liz and Elizabeth, and now you're probably starting to understand why Meliodas kind of cares for Elizabeth so much, because it reminds him of his past lover. So, that's what this episode tries to set up. It also sets up Meliodas being completely OP, and if he actually had a sword, he would be amazing. And this has slightly been showcased a lot. They've always shown, for the course of this anime, that Meliodas really doesn't really use any weapons. Like, he uses a twig, and we saw how powerful he was. We saw him use, like, a fucking little hilt, his little hilt all the time since the very beginning. And so, it's been showcased, been foreshadowed that Meliodas really hasn't used actual weapons a lot, and so he's never really got to demonstrate his full power. And we do know, since the reveal of his full counter a while back in the beginning of Taizai's anime, full counter actually uses weapons. He needs a weapon. And so, we do know that this has been foreshadowed with this overall power. So, Meliodas hasn't been at 100% strength since the very beginning. So, yeah, think about that. So, moving past that, I want to talk about the music. Oh, that music, the fucking music, man, like that, oh my god, that music song, dude, like, I listen to that when I'm reading Taizai chapters, when I'm reading boss chapters of Taizai, I listen to that song, and when I heard that play, and you see freaking Dell transform into a demon, I'm like, yo, like, oh, my heart went through the roof, man, when I saw that. Like, the music, man, was so damn good in this. Oh, it's so damn good. And animation for the most part, it wasn't the best, but it was good. It was really good. It was slightly above average, but there was some animation derps I noticed. And it wasn't bad, but there was some animation derps. And so, next thing I want to point at, so, we have to wonder, one thing I want to discuss before I end this anime review, what is Hendrickson's real plan? I mean, we do know, supposedly what he said earlier on is he wants to revive the Demon Clan. He's, like, talking about the Demon Clan. So, what does he, like, really want to accomplish with that? What is Hendrickson's angle? What is Dreyfus's angle? And at the exact same time, we have to wonder, what happened to Dell? Will it also happen to the new generation of Holy Knights? So, a lot of questions, a lot of setup, a lot of badassness, and great episode of Taizai. As a manga reader, I am satisfied. So, A1, continue this. Don't omit anything anymore. Don't omit anything like Peliotis again. I wonder exactly how you're going to handle this upcoming arc with, you know, removing the Black Hound. But besides that, episode, great. Fucking loved it. So tell me your thoughts. I love you all so much. You have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.